Guys, Deluded Gooner, YouTube's N'Golo Kante. Let's crack on. Arsenal 3, Ostersunds 0. Hopefully I've said their name correctly. Let's crack on. Going into the game, we knew what to expect. No Jack Wilshere, he's left at home. Aubameyang can't play in this. Ramsey, his fitness is touch and go, even relating to the cup final we've got in a couple of weeks or next week. That Wenger's played thingy on. That Wenger's played Koi on. No Koscielny, if I haven't said him before. Obviously, Lacazette's not there. We know top 4 is a myth. I mean, mathematically, it's still possible. For me, it was gone at West Brom and before that. But you still got to keep faith and keep trying. And we've got a chance in the Europa League in the sense that we're still in it. We have to do our best in it. I mean, regardless of if you think we're going to win it or not. So let's crack on. Starting lineup, back to a stronger side. So we saw the likes of... he named a strong side, and obviously there was going to be a bit of rotation. Ospina into the side, Bellerin starting in Europa League. Chambers and Mustafi came in. Well, Chambers came in. Monreal there as well. El Nene, Maitland-Niles in midfield for once, and Iwobi. Obviously, it was Ozil, Mkhitaryan and Welbs up front. Nice to see the young G's on the bench. But let's crack on going into the game. We know we're going to dominate the lion's share of possession. You could see literally from the first 10 minutes, I mean, you could see they were... For me, I do think throughout the first half in particular, they were respecting us too much. You heard of what they've done, what they've previously done in Europa League, the results they've been getting since they've become established. And you'd think, why are you going to thingy? You're showing Arsenal too much respect. They were stepping off us and they were allowing us to get playing. That being said, I do think we could have played in regards to our tempo, several tempos higher today. It very much knew we were going to come here, get a couple goals and relax, to be honest with you. And you could see they were nervous. They were giving away nervous passes. I don't know how Mustafi did Mustafi get booked for that Kalam challenge early on? Yeah, he didn't get booked for that. But you could see it was a game for us, man. You could see our defenders from the start. They knew they weren't going to have to do too much defending, so they were in their own in Ostersunds half, and we were doing our thing. We were zipping passes. We were playing good football, and I say that lightly because we could have played better. The latter stages of that first half, I will say we were under a lot of pressure. There was a couple patches where Ostersunds, especially the last 20, they got behind him. The fans got behind their players and they started to have a go and have a couple of efforts. But other than that, we weren't really troubled in the first half. I actually forgot to even speak about the goal. Oh yeah, and before I speak about the goals, when we were pressing them, even though we don't press together, when we were pressing them, we were putting them under pressure. The first goal, who scored the first? How we scored the first? Monreal, that was it. We were pressing them and forcing them to make mistakes. We had a couple corners, and then if you remember, Iwobi shot. The man can't shoot. I love Iwobi, but the man can't shoot for anything. Poor shot. Keeper spills it. I don't know how you managed to spill that tame effort. He spills it. Monreal picks it up. It's 1-0. I believe in the 23rd minute or so, again, poor. They're trying to play out the back, playing in silly areas, respecting Arsenal too much, a bit, trying to play hot potato, and we press them. Mkhitaryan's the one that benefits. He has a shot come cross. I don't know what that is. It deflects off a player. It's 2-0. I'm shameless. We might as well be shameless Arsenal fans and say that's Mkhitaryan's goal. But after that, 2-0. We look good for it. We're still playing decent football. Like I said, for me, there was a bit of arrogance in our play in the sense that when we're not playing with several tempos higher, and I say arrogance lightly because Arsenal like to start slow. There's that. I do think we were doing certain things against them. No, I don't want to say we disrespected the opposition because clearly we didn't. But what I do believe is certain things we were trying, like certain square passes. I know we commit suicide and do square passes, but certain passes that were going on, we wouldn't dare do it against the Premier League side. It seemed like the players were going through the motions. They knew they were going to win this game. They knew they did just enough. They knew the quality and the balance of players was a massive swing in our favour, and that's not me to disrespect the players. Like I said, bar the last 20 minutes or 10 minutes or so, we weren't really under that much pressure, to be honest with you. I was liking the way Iwobi. I like the way Iwobi played today, especially in the first half. I like the way Ozil played, but again, not to hype the performance because it wasn't necessarily a mad performance from our boys. But it's nice to see we did a professional job and we had a professional job. It's 2-0 at this point. Mkhitaryan had a chance to actually kill the game off as well. In the end of the first half, Mkhitaryan and Monreal very bright down that left-hand side in patches. He blasted it over the bar. But other than that, you're going into half-time, you're thinking, all right, cool, we're 2-0. But it seems like you guys are not, I wouldn't say enjoying the game, but going through the motions. Let's just kill this game. Let's get 3 or 4, kill this game, really have some fun at the Emirates. And if a madness happens at the Emirates, we're protected. Let's smell some blood. We ain't got a game for a couple of weeks. We ain't playing this week. We're playing next week in the Cat Yarabal Cup final. So this is a chance to really go all out, not think about we've got a game in a couple of days, I might get injured and them things. Obviously we've got to be sensible, but I was just half time I'm thinking, all right, let's get some more blood, let's get some more tempo going. We've given them just enough to go into half time with encouragement. Yes, they're 2-0 down, but that first half, the way it ended, they should have every right to believe they could go and get one in that first half. And if you get one, you have half the chance against any team, especially Arsenal. Is his name Peterson? He was having a mare. The Greek centre-half, I can't say his name, was having a mare. They just couldn't get out there. They just really were having a mare collectively in the first half. Last 10, 15, 20 really gave them something to go into half-time with some encouragement. And I'll be honest, they started off the second half better than us in my opinion. For like in the first half, for a couple moments when they had us camped in our half, we were camped again. They were pressing forward. You saw, I can't say his name, but the black winger, I forgot his name. The black winger was having a couple opportunities. Is it Dudos or I can't say his name. I'm not trying to respect these players, but that player, their brightest player, who they warned us about before, he was getting the ball because he wasn't getting it. They weren't playing it over the top. He was coming deep. He was doing trickeries. He was making things happen for them. I must admit, second half, they went down fighting. But other than that, we hit them with a sucker punch, really and truly. 57th minute or something. Lovely team move. And I say that because you can see Ozil starting to move. I swear down, that was a lovely goal, man. Mkhitaryan, Iwobi, I believe, and Maitland-Niles did well in that. Mkhitaryan slots in Ozil. Ozil gets the third. It's 3-0 at this point, and it's happy days. And like I said, I want a fourth, but at the same time, this is a healthy lead to come there with. Yes, it's not, with all due respect, it's not the hardest of opposition. It's a game we're expected to win, but you can only go out there, play who's in front of you, and do a job. And then, unlike if we could do this in the champs, and I say that lightly because we're never going to be in champs again, really, but this is the sort of mentality you need to show in the Premier League and play and the Champions League. I mean, if we could play teams like this every week with a lack of tempo, with any real effort, I don't want to say effort, for want of a better word, effort, we'll be all right, to be honest with you. Other than that, second half, I did think we could have scored a couple, but by that logic, we could have conceded a couple. You saw in the dying embers of the game, Bellerin, he was actually having an all right game, being all right, let himself down, diving into the box at 3-0 down for no reason. Whether he could get a call or he has no awareness at this point, I don't know. Poor thingy. Penalty to concede. Poor penalty that the man took, Peterson, trying to regain himself after a horrid goal. Was it him who scored the own goal? I'm so sure it was him. After a horrid first half, he tried to redeem himself. Crap penalty, but nonetheless, Ospina teaches Czech how to save a penalty, to be honest with you. So yeah, we did our job. It's 3-0. We got drawn out, people. 6 o'clock kickoff on a Thursday. I know a lot of you, like myself, running home from work. Man, I was dipping, Victoria line, Piccadilly line, dipping, fighting with people, basically squashing up, getting off at the train station, dipping. Man, this really stuff's got to end, man. And listen, we're going to be in Europa League next year. Pattern up, man. I just want to hit 8 o'clock kickoffs or 7:45, man. Pattern up with all of this. But we did our job. It's important to remember, it's only half time in the competition. Yes, it's 3-0. Yes, the stature of two clubs are different, but we've got to respect them. We've put ourselves in a good position where next week we can't think too much about Man City, but we can think about City. We can rest a couple players. We can have some fun. I'd like to see Nelson start, etc. And I would like to see experienced players as well. Welbeck as well. People are overstating how bad he played, but he really needs to improve in front of goal. And at this moment in time, if you're not going to improve at 27, however age you are, it's not going to happen. It's a left wing thing only. But guys, Deluded Gooner, YouTube's N'Golo Kante, Ostersunds 0, Arsenal 3. I'm out of it.